Let's do the math on just how many women in your city that would actually be into you if you just go out there and try to figure out who they are, okay? So most guys get it twisted. They think, oh, like I'm playing in a certain league and then I'm not high status enough, or I don't have access to X, Y, and Z hot girls, okay? And that's not really how it works. How it works is that women have a genetic blueprint of what it is that they're looking for, okay? And if you think back to your own life, you can identify with this because, you've pretty much had a similar body type of girl that you're looking for in your life. Even if your tastes have changed over time, you kind of like the girl that kind of looks a similar way, right? And women are the same way in terms of aesthetics, right? So the way this works is you're going to fall into about 10% of women's genetic blueprint. So what does that mean if you go on the street and start approaching girls? Well, you're going to get rejected 9 out of 10 times. And that's just because 9 out of 10 women, they don't see you as that compelling, okay? That's for any guy. Even if you're fucking Jason Momoa, let's say he wasn't a celebrity and he looks the way he does, okay? Yeah, he might have better than 10% luck, but it's not going to be that much better, right? Just because there are girls whose tastes don't match the Jason Momoa archetype, okay? So that being said, you're going to fall into about 10% of women's, genetic blueprint. So in Atlanta, for example, I live in Atlanta, cast a 2-hour radius around the city of Atlanta, okay? And I say that because, typically you're going to be willing to drive about an hour out for a date, and the girl can meet you halfway. So you're going to cast about a 2-hour radius around your city. So in Atlanta, Georgia, I'd say around the city for a 2-hour radius, there might be about 4 million people, okay? Now, let's say half of those people are in relationships or unavailable, okay? So now we have 2 million, okay? Now, let's say half of that 2 million is actual females, right? Because the other half is going to be male. So that's 1 million females, okay? Now, out of that 1 million, 10% of that would be into me as my archetype, okay? So that being said, that's about 100,000 women. But just because there's 100,000 women doesn't mean that I think they're all going to be hot, right? So let's take that a little bit further and say 10% of those 100,000 women are actually going to be hot to me as a man, okay? So, and that's being generous, right? So 10% of that 100,000 is going to be 10,000. 10,000 women for me as one single man. I can't even begin to take them all out. Okay, now that's in the city of Atlanta. You can do your own math in your own area, but you can see how abundant you can be as a single man in your dating life if you just put yourself out there enough and start meeting women and having more online conversations.